Another look at your sports now. The Johannesburg Giants have made a huge impact on South African basketball with their success in the National Club Championships. The championships recently took place in Cape Town with 9 of the country's top clubs battling for national domination. The Giants defeated the KwaZulu-Natal Marlins in the final, and with that, they earned the honor of representing Mzansi at the upcoming Road to Bal tournament. The Jersey-based club showcased skill and determination to finish the 4-day tournament with a perfect 5-0 record. Joining us now to reflect on the triumph is champion coach Flosh Ngwenya and, of course, all-star player Aviwe Mahlong. Gentlemen, thank you so much for taking the time to join us here on Newzroom Afrika. Firstly, congratulations, but let me start with you, coach. While the ultimate goal is, of course, Bal, let's start on this chapter that you've just succeeded in. What were you most pleased about in this journey?
I think more than anything was just the organization from the club's perspective, from the backroom staff, from our PR person to our marketing, to everybody else that kind of chipped into this success, to the players, of course, but just to see how everybody pulled together to make this dream a reality. We're only a couple of months old, 7 months old to be exact, but everybody just kind of played their role to get us to where we needed to go to.
For you, coach, you come into this team with, of course, that winner's mindset, and I'm going to reverse it back to the Tigers. What was the key element in sort of trying to transfer that Tiger success into this Jersey camp?
Well, look, it's the players, to be quite correct. The type of players that we really kind of pull into the club and just the determination from their side as well, but also just the mindset that they had. We pulled players from all different walks of life, and the recruiting part of it was very key for us. I think we knew exactly what we were going up against, but also just the experience of some of the guys that we had. A guy like Aviwe just got back from the US, played high school basketball in the US, played college basketball in the US. So that mindset that says, we're going to do this and we're going to do it right. Those kind of players were very key for us to put this team together. Yep,
you just mentioned now, of course, 7 months into it, and already the team is making its mark in sort of like the landscape of the game in the country. Speak about the young Giants, if I may put it this way, as a brand, its vision in the landscape, of course, of the game in the country, and what now this early success means for it.
Well, we basically want to be more than just a basketball club. Yep. We obviously represent Johannesburg, first and foremost, but in general, we represent the country. But the brand itself, it says we're more than just a basketball club, and we're different from any other basketball club. We represent the lifestyle, the hustle and bustle of the city of Johannesburg, but there's a culture to it as well, from the branding of the club to the marketing of the club, to the PR work that goes into the club, and everything else that we stand for. We're young, as you put it, but we're hip as well. We represent the young and the old. We fit in everywhere. And there's a lot to come. I'm sure you'll get us back here to talk more about the brand. But the brand is vibrant. The brand is in your face. Yep. The brand is more than just a basketball team.
Yep. Talking about being hip, man, just from the US, as you mentioned, congratulations, of course, of making the all-star team. What does this recognition mean to you personally? Of course, this also being here at home. And what does it say about the Giants?
For me personally, I feel like it means a lot to get all-star and being back home. This was my first, I guess, big tournament since I've been back from the US. So it does mean a lot. But at the same time, I don't want this award to kind of make me complacent just because we still have a far road ahead. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to Road to BAL and the next stages.
In observing just the landscape of the game in the country, it might not be fair to mention this. Coming from the US, where there's more resources, of course, that are available for the game. But in your observation, in not comparing, but looking at the South African game, where are we in terms of where we're growing as South Africa in basketball?
I think we're coming along for sure. I think you can see it a lot in the youth programs because I also coach on the side as well.
Yeah.
So seeing that side of it definitely gives me a lot of hope for South African basketball in the future, but I think it definitely is coming along.
Yep. How big is this leap for the young Giants? This success in a few weeks, of course. You guys will be, slaying bigger foes in this Road to Bal.
Yeah, I think it's very huge. I've been thinking about playing in the BAL for a couple of years now, so it's finally good to see like we're finally in those steps now of like finally being in the BAL, so I'm very excited for that.
Yep. Coach, maybe back to you, talking about the growth of the sports in the country. I mean, understanding also at an academic level, I mean, are we paving structures that are sort of, I mean, complementing the philosophy of the game in the country? I mean, I'm speaking about platforms that could catalyze the process of igniting the sport in the country, but also grooming good players.
Yeah, I think, I mean, as Aviwe has touched now, especially on academies, I think if you're talking, say, maybe 10 years ago, or maybe even go further, there were no academies. You know, it was just kids playing basketball in high schools and primary schools, and that was about that. But now there's a wave that speaks to grooming the kids at a young age, from the age of 5 going all the way to the senior guys. So there's a concentrated effort by a lot of coaches. Structured or unstructured, it's either here or there, but it's happening. You know, so it's good to see all around the country. There's a change of mindset in terms of how do we get these kids to play basketball at what age, and now this filtered through to academies, which is good to see.
At school level?
At school level, it's huge. I mean, I sit here right now, and I can confirm this for sure. Basketball is the second highest played sport at high school level, you know, after the other sports, rugby and so forth and so on. But, you know, and also it's in the continent as well. Is after soccer in the whole of African continent is the second played sport in the continent. So that tells you that you know, it's right up there. It's just the matter of how we govern the sport, which is very important as well. Yep. From structures, from the school structures to the varsity structures, all the way to the senior structures, you know, and provincially and district-wise and so forth and so on. That's key to get the correct leaders to be able to guide the sports to the right direction.
I'm going to keep coming back to you. I think our audience also, of course, understanding your experience, if you haven't gone through sort of the, you know, the different teams, national championship, debut season, what's the bigger vision for this team? I mean, I'm looking at the period where you are at the helm as an experienced coach.
Well, so we've achieved the first thing.
Yeah.
Was to be the national champions. We've done that. But also the next hurdle now is to make sure that these guys get to understand what it's like to play into Road to BAL. So Road to BAL is Elite 16. And, but more than anything else, I think we're looking beyond that as well. So we could call us overambitious. Maybe we are. But I think we do have the team to be able to get us to the BAL season 2027. Yep. And so that's the goal. That's the ultimate goal. I think that's why we're putting all our efforts and you know, all our strength and training and everything else to try and achieve that goal. It's achievable. It's not going to be easy, but it's achievable.
Aviwe, just to bring you in back again, of course now Road to BAL. How are you guys preparing for this next chapter?
Practice. We've been practicing super hard lately. I mean, that's about it. Just pretty much practice. Making sure we stay sharp, making sure we're listening to all the coaches as well, and yeah, just being prepared for that mentally.
If you look back just at the success of this tournament, I mean, where do you rest, you know, where the success came from? And I mean, apart from having an experienced coach who has the blueprint of success in basketball in this country, but from a player's perspective, where did sort of, you know, the margin point where the success lied?
Yeah, I think it was just the unselfishness from like the whole group.
Yep.
I think we played together, we did everything kind of for each other. Nobody was really selfish and did anything for themselves. And I think that's why we ultimately won, is because we knew that was the goal, was to win and nothing else really. We felt like everything else was kind of a distraction, so we just focused on winning. And
now it's elevating that.
Sure.
In this, of course, next chapter that is coming up.
100%.
Gentlemen, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. Once again, congratulations on your success and, of course, the next chapter that is coming now, A Road to BAL. I'm sure South Africa will definitely be watching. All the naysayers we were talking about offline were already thinking, how could you guys have won this in the first 7 months? At least now, they know where you guys are coming from. So once again, congratulations, champions.
Thank you.
Whew. Johannesburg Giants coach Flosh Ngwenya and, of course, All-Star player Aviwe Mahlong just reflecting on their recent success at the National Club Championships, where they were crowned the 2025 champions. It's back to Xoli now.